The Boy and the Heron is on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray, released by Shout Factory. It can be found as a standard slipcover as well as a non-exclusive steelbook, both available at your local and online retailers. There's something to be said about hand-drawn animation and great storytelling, and Miyazaki films are experts in both. The Boy and the Heron is the latest from the creator, and it definitely, just like most from the director, are very imaginative and well-told stories with amazing visuals. Most times it takes more than one viewing to fully embrace what you're watching, but the journey itself is always worth it, and ultimately the film tells a compelling story. The Boy and the Heron on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray has an aspect ratio of 1:8:1. It is upscaled from a 2K digital intermediate and supports both HDR10 and Dolby Vision. For purposes of this review, I will be discussing the Dolby Vision encode. Hand-drawn animation is always a treat, especially when it arrives on 4K. The source is exceptionally clean from start to finish with a very fine layer of grain present. With this, presumably being an upscale, the overall improvements as far as detail and texture are going to be marginal at best, especially when considering the animation source. Eagle-eyed viewers that do an A and B comparison with the included Blu-ray might pick up on the subtle nuances here and there, but the average viewer would be hard-pressed to notice. Supporting both HDR and Dolby Vision, the overall visuals do get a bit more pop in regard to the palette. This is especially noticeable in the opening Inferno sequence and later in the film when the characters are in the other world. The multicolored parakeets show off a satisfying vibrancy, as does the lush green landscape and blue ocean featured throughout the film. Miyazaki films are works of art that look excellent on Blu-ray already and get that little bit of extra push when it comes to Dolby Vision here on the 4K edition. The Boy and the Heron on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray supports a Japanese Dolby Atmos audio mix with English subtitles. There is also an English Dolby Atmos, which of course folds down to a Dolby True HD 7.1, and there is a Spanish Dolby Digital 5.1 track. Normally when it comes to international movies and their native audio tracks, this would be my preferred way to listen to the film. A friend of mine encouraged me to go half and half, beginning with the native Japanese and then switching over to the English dub, which I did so for this review. I have to say, in this particular instance, it feels almost a bit like 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Usually when it comes to dub tracks, they are arguably inferior to the native, but really, I think both Dolby Atmos, in my opinion, were well done and excellent audio experiences. I have to admit, I was a little apprehensive going into this, considering something I read about Miyazaki's preference for more contained audio tracks, believing that multi-channel mixes such as Atmos only serve to distract the viewer. Well, if that was indeed the case, it certainly didn't feel that way, as the Atmos in both instances offer a very fun and dynamic audio experience. The height channels get plenty to do with a wide array of entertaining audio cues that give the viewer a nice bit of overall immersion. Similar claims can be said with the mid-level and rear speakers, as they put you right into the film with satisfying results. The rushing of flames in the opening sequence, for instance, almost makes you feel like you can experience the heat for yourself. Dialogue reproduction is clean and easy to hear with no problems to report, and the fronts are perfectly complementing to the center. The low end, thankfully, doesn't feel like it nerfs itself as other animated films seem to do more often than not, and it does have some appreciable weight to it. There is some borderline aggressiveness in the low end that perfectly punctuates in-film moments when needed. The extras included are on the accompanying Blu-ray disc and contain feature-length storyboards and a wide variety of interviews from the film's composer, producer, and more. There's certainly some good info to be found here that gives you a bit more of a peek behind the curtain. For the picture quality, I'm going to give The Boy and the Heron on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray an A. This is a visually impressive looking 4K, and the transfer is nicely enhanced with Dolby Vision. Colors show appropriate boldness, and the overall picture is clean and very filmic. If you're a Miyazaki fan, I think you'll certainly appreciate what the 4K brings to the table. For the audio mix, I scored this one an A as well. No matter which track you choose, the Japanese or the English Dolby Atmos, you're going to get a very immersive and full-bodied experience in your home theater. Other studios should certainly take notes here as how to present an Atmos mix in other animated films. And for the extras, I scored them a B. Admittedly, these are not the most in-depth as far as bonus materials go, but there are still some interesting stuff included here in this release. So that is my review of The Boy and the Heron on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray from Shout Factory. If you're interested in picking up a copy for yourself, I will leave a direct Amazon link for both the slipcover and the steelbook in the comment section. If you use it, it really helps out the channel. But if you have the disc already, let me know your thoughts down below. In the meantime, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. So until next time, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365. I will see you at the movies.